So we come to the last part of the chapter. Can you hear me, everyone? Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
we come to the last part of the chapter. So this section is about the uh, latest innovation that we have in the technological world, uh, which are a combination of the mobile phones and the smartphones. So everything began in 1973. So that is how it is described here. The mobile phone, the first mobile phone came into being in 1973. So that description is here in this paragraph. So let us now read that,
Yes, sir.
that paragraph. And Maria, please read that paragraph. Anne Maria is there. Anne Maria. Arsha Lenin. Arsha,
Yes, sir.
please read that.
The mobile phone 1973 and the smartphone ಅದಲ್ಲ sir.
അതെ.
The smartphone uh, 2007 Martin Cooper a uh, mot-
Motorola.
the mot നിക്കട്ടെ sir Martin Cooper a Motorola research and executive made in the first phone call from a handheld mobile phone on screen പോയി.
The network problem ആണ്. ഒരു മിനിറ്റ്. Sir.
Yes, sir. The mobile phone 1973 and the smartphone 2007. Martin Cooper, a Motorola research and executive, made the first phone call from a handheld mobile phone on April 3, 1973. This, and this, sir?
Ushered.
Uh, this ushered in a new dam of communication. The first prototype weighted 2.5 pounds,
One.
offered 30 minutes of talk time, and featured a battery that took 10 hours to recharge.
Okay, thank you, Ash. So here, this first mobile phone, which was invented in 1973. So it is almost 50 years now, 48 years now. So when mobile phones became very common, it is very recently, but the first mobile phone was invented in 1973. And here you can see that there is a word prototype which is used here. What is a prototype? Prototype means something's a beginning form is called a prototype. When something is invented or something is created, the first form of that thing is called a prototype. അതിനെയാണ് prototype എന്ന് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. So when some new things are created, there will be something which will be the first format, and the prototypes will have many drawbacks which will be improved upon in the later models. അതിനെയാണ് prototype എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So here you can see that the first prototype is very heavy. So the first mobile phone, it was a very heavy phone. How heavy was it? It was 1.1 kilograms. 2.5 pounds means 1.1 kilograms. That heavy it was so heavy. And second, again the sharing is lost. So it was very heavy, 1.1 kilogram. But nowadays you have phones which are very lightweight. The smartphones are slightly heavier because it includes many features. But if you buy an ordinary keypad phone, it will be around 40 to 50 grams. An ordinary phone, which does not have the smartphone features, is very lightweight. So that is because of the advancements that we have in technology. But the first mobile phone was very heavy. It was 1.1 kilogram. And look at the time that the battery lasted. You could talk only for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, what will happen? After 30 minutes, the battery will die. You will have to charge it again. So that is the situation when you are using this the mobile phone which was invented in 1973. So you have to charge it, and how much time does it take to charge? It takes 10 hours to recharge. So that is the problem with this the first mobile phone. And we have evolved from there. We have changed, we have progressed a lot from that situation today. And the sharing is not visible. Please stay online. I will just change the connection. So here we are. So this is the first thing. So the prototype is something that is created for the first time. ആദ്യം create ചെയ്യുന്നതിനാണ് prototype എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. And look at this here. The battery lasts only for half an hour, and to recharge it takes 10 hours. But nowadays you have phones which take very less time to charge. In fact, 50% charge can be done in less than half an hour. If you want 100% charge, then it may take a longer time, but fast charging facility is now available in most smartphones. So that these are all the advancements that we have. Okay. Okay, and Maria, your network is now okay. Can you read?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then read.
As mobile phones evolved, they became more compact and developed more features, making them more than just phones. Today, the batteries of mobile phones last longer and take lesser time to charge. On January 9, 2007, Apple launched the iPhone, the first widely available smartphone with multi-touch capabilities bracketler, the ability to detect two fingers at once, enabling more complex user interactions such as pinch to zoom. The ordinary telephone has turned into a cloud-connected smartphone with built-in GPS, compass, voice recorder, camera, maps, and a web browser with an app store that allows the user to download from a selection of millions of specialty millions of specialty applications. The multi-touch smartphone paved the way for the tablet and the convergence of the laptop or tablet or and smartphone and new hybrids such as cloud-connected glasses and smartwatches. Evolved with smartphones with sufficient processing power and memory to be used as full features. Computers with a hand gesture inputs and a projected keypad will soon become a reality.
Okay, thank you, Anne. So the mobile phones have changed a lot. Now we have smartphones. You can see this is the picture of Martin Cooper, the inventor of the smartphone, I mean the mobile phone. Look at the mobile phone that he is holding in his hand. It is very heavy, 1.1 kilograms means you need to be very strong to even lift that phone. And he was the person who invented this mobile phone. Now we have smartphones. So the first widely available smartphone was in 2007. Smartphones were available before, but the widely available ones were in 2007, which was launched by Apple. Apple and the iPhone, which is now, even today, it is very popular. There are more recent versions of the iPhone today, but the first version of the iPhone came in 2007. So what was the capabilities? It had, you could touch and interact with the phone. So that was the first touch screen phone that was widely launched in the market. And you have the ordinary telephone is now transformed. If you remember the ordinary telephone, it is some many of you may not have even seen these kinds of telephones, but these were the kinds of telephones which were very common in our younger days. That is, you had to dial the number to fingers to dial on the dial, and the numbers had to be carefully dialed. After that came the what do you call this buttons, but they were wired, and a very slow transformation that happened in the. So can you see that those images? The first image you see here, this is the phone that you had to lift and you had to dial the numbers. So these are the phones that we had in the beginning, but slowly there was an evolution in this usage of the telephones, and then you had this wireless phone, then you have the smartphone. But today, telephone is used only, not only for speaking or talking to somebody. Today, telephone is used for many other purposes as well. So what is many other purposes that a telephone has? What is a GPS? GPS എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? Have you heard of GPS? Jyoti, are you there? Jyoti Johnson.
Yes, sir.
ഉണ്ടോ?
Yes, sir.
ജ്യോതിയുടെ മൈക്ക് ഓൺ ആണ് കേട്ടോ. ഒന്നും കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല പക്ഷേ. But it seems your mic is on.
അറിയത്തില്ല സർ. എന്തോ ഇത്രയും
Yes, yes. ഓണല്ലേ?
ഓണല്ലായിരുന്നു, എനിക്ക് അറിയത്തില്ല. എന്റെ കൈ തട്ടി എങ്ങനെ ഓണായെന്ന് അറിയത്തില്ല.
പക്ഷെ സൗണ്ട് ഒന്നും കേട്ടില്ല. ഇതിൽ മീറ്റിന്റെ സിമ്പിളിൽ ഓണായിട്ടാണ് കാണിച്ചിരുന്നത്.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I was just talking about that. So we were talking about GPS. Yes, Mibinsi, Jofi, Afna. It is global positioning system. ഈ സിസ്റ്റം യൂസ് ചെയ്തിട്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നത്? മാപ്പ് ഒക്കെ യൂസ് ചെയ്ത് ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. This is something which is connected with the satellite, and that is how we are able to navigate to various places without asking anybody. So GPS, compass, that is how it is pronounced. It is compass. Okay, so it is a compass. Then you have voice recorder. Everything is there on the phone itself. Camera, browser, and idonnum porengilu you have an app store on the computer. So if these things that you have on the phone are not enough, you can download any number of applications from the app store. If you are using an Android phone, you have the Google Play Store, from where you can download any number of applications that you require. Okay, so a lot of options are there for the user. You can select from millions of applications depending upon the kind of job that you are engaged in. Suppose you are an engineer, suppose you are a doctor, if you are a mason, even if you are working with bricks and things, if you are a mason, you don't have to carry a spirit level with you. There is an app called the spirit level. അങ്ങനെ ഒരു ആപ്പ് ഉണ്ട്. To measure the level to do masonry work, there is an app called spirit level. So almost every need of every profession can be met through the applications in the Play Store. So you can customize your phone according to your needs. In the earlier times when we used to buy the phones, there were some applications in certain phones, some other applications in certain phones. We had no option to change it. We didn't have any option to change them. We didn't have any option to add any application or to remove them. Whatever the application the phone had, we had to bear with them. But today the situation is different. You can have any number of applications and you can customize your phone according to your need. And today there is a lot of progression that has happened. Let us look at the evolution of the phones. So when we saw the phone, if let me show it again. The first telephone was something which is similar to this that you saw a little while ago. That was the first phone that was invented by who invented the telephone? Anybody knows who invented the telephone?
Alexander Graham Bell.
Exactly, it is Alexander Graham Bell who invented the telephone. It was something like this. That is the model. ഇതിനേക്കാളും കുറച്ചുകൂടെ പഴക്കം ഉള്ള മോഡൽസ് ഉണ്ട്. So these are the kind of phones that were invented in the 19th century by Alexander Graham. We have this a small history of it here. Let us just go through that. And the first phone call was made in 1878. Okay, and after the first mobile phone came into being almost 100 years later. വയേർഡ് ഫോണിൽ നിന്നും വയർലെസ് ഫോണിലേക്കുള്ള ദൂരം 100 വർഷമാണ്. പക്ഷേ വയർലെസ് ഫോണിൽ നിന്നും സ്മാർട്ട് ഫോണിലേക്കുള്ള ദൂരം വെറും 50 വർഷത്തിൽ താഴെയായിട്ട് ചുരുങ്ങി. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് പ്രോഗ്രസ് ഇസ് ബിക്കമിങ് ഫാസ്റ്റർ. That is what we understand from this. The first phone was invented in 1878, but the cell phone or the mobile phone came almost 100 years later. And Motorola was the first producer of these mobile phones. That was in 1980s. After the first mobile phone being invented in 1972, they brought it to the public in 1980s. But we should remember that these phones were completely different from what we have today. Okay, so this is the difference. 40 years ago, now it is almost 50 years now. So this is the first phone, and that phone did not have internet, doesn't have SMS, no touch screen, no GPS, no video, no camera, no music, nothing, no Bluetooth, nothing. Today we have everything. Right? So as Jisna said, it is invented by Graham Bell, and then these mobile phones came into being with this person called Martin Cooper. But Martin Cooper's phone did not have internet or SMS or all these things. At that time, internet was not available also. But they had only the facility of calling. From there, we have slowly evolved. It was a slow evolution. It was not very fast. So this was the first phone, 1973. Then we have the first phone of Nokia, which was in 1984, which is called the Nokia Mobira Talkman. And then we had the Motorola MicroTac. The peculiarity is that it was even smaller in size, that somebody could put it in their pocket of their shirt. Then in 1992, Motorola launched again a new version. And that is how the idea of flip phones came into existence. This is called a bag phone, 1994. So as time changed, technology also changes. There is a lot of progress that happens. Then you have the foldable kind of phones that came in 1996. It also has a very good appearance. It is called a StarTAC from Motorola. And even today, it is considered to be a very good design. One of the best designed phones, and that came as early as 1996. Then we had the 8110 in 1996, which was produced by a Finnish company, Finland. Nokia is a company from Finland, the country Finland. Then we had the Nokia 9000 communicator, which had QWERTY keyboard. Okay, like the QWERTY keyboard means the keyboard in your computer or the keyboard in a typewriter, you have all the keys. An ordinary keypad phone does not have all the keys. It will have one key for 3 letters. Most of the keypad phones will have one key for 3 letters. But here, this Nokia 9000 communicator was one of the first phones which had a QWERTY keyboard. Then it produced the Nokia 5110, which was a widely used smartphone. In 1998, it came in many colors and it was very attractive. And the youth of those days, those who could afford it, they bought these phones. This phone had the game Snake, and it was one of the first games that people ever played on the phone. So this was the game that we all had played. You might not have been even born in those days. Nokia 5110 had this game, and it had a greenish background light. It was not like the modern day phones which have a white background light. Background light was almost green in color. Then came the next series of phones which used the more fiber material so that the phone became lightweight phones, compact phones. That is in 1999. Then we had the famous BlackBerry phones, which was launched in the 2002. The peculiarity of BlackBerries are that you could access emails directly from the BlackBerry without having to go to your computer. So that was the first attraction. Most of the people were, email was becoming popular in the year 2000 and 2001. So when you had to send an email, you had to search for a computer. But with the launch of the BlackBerry, people found it easier to send emails using a BlackBerry. So it was launched by a company called Research in Motion. That's the name of the company. It is shortly referred to as RIM, Research in Motion, or a company on a BlackBerry launch. After that, Sanyo, a Japanese company, launched a phone which had an external screen. It was a foldable phone which had an external screen. You could see who was calling without having to open the phone. So if it was not necessary, you need not open the phone and answer the call. So that was the phone which was launched by a Japanese company, Sanyo, in 2002. Then we had the T-Mobile Sidekick in 2002. Look at that feature where you could slide the mobile onto the keypad. And it was enabled with what is now known as GPRS. So that is the second generation of internet. The second generation of internet is known as GPRS. So that was the next phone which was launched in. So that was launched in 2002. Okay, this is the phone. Then we had the Motorola Razr V3. That is the next phone in 2004. And after that came the iPhone, Apple iPhone in 2007. Do you know who is the founder of this company, Apple company? അതിൽ ആ കാണുന്ന പടം അയാളുടേതാണ്. The person who is showing it. Anybody knows the founder of Apple? Very famous person. Yes, Shaniba, that's right. Steve Jobs. Yes, Joffrey, that's right. Steve Jobs. He was a person who had a lot of difficulties in his life, but he worked hard to achieve his dreams. He was a school dropout. He did not have any special formal education. Everything he did by himself. And the Apple phones are still known for their high quality, and that is why people are willing to pay any amount to get hold of an Apple iPhone. So that was invented by Steve Jobs. This iPhone is credited with Steve Jobs. He died in 2011. He had suffered from various illnesses and he died in 2011 at a comparatively young age. So today we have all these different types of smartphones and tablets. Phones come in various sizes and shapes. According to your need, you have different kinds of smartphones, and that is what is said here also, that you can have different kinds of smartphones. Some phones can be used as a computer. Most of the phones that you use are usable as computers also. Most of the things that you do on a computer, you can do on a smartphone also, provided you install that kind of an app. If you want to do Word, Excel, PowerPoint, everything that can be done on a tablet or a smartphone, provided we install those kinds of apps. And today a smartphone is not something that stands out as single. But you can actually link it to your what is called your watches. Okay. So even your specs. There is something called Google Glass. Heard of that? You can. It is called a spec. It's a kind of spectacles. So it can do most of the functions that are done by a smartphone. You can even watch things. You can watch the temperature. You can watch the distance. Everything can be done through. So these are called hybrids. Hybrids, that is combination. Hybrids are combination. So it is a combination of the functionality of a phone as well as a tool for seeing. Spectacles in the basic purpose എന്താണ് കാണാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ്. But it is not only used for viewing. You can also combine features of the smartphone into it. That is why it is called a hybrid. So that is what is referred to here as the hybrids. So we have hybrids like this cloud connected smartwatches, cloud connected glasses and smartwatches. So what is the future? In the future, we will have more developments. Surely we are not going to stand here. We are going to move forward again. And in the future, we will have smartphones which have more processing power, and it will have everything that a computer can do. Probably in the future, we may not need to buy any computer at all. And today we have to touch the phone. In the future, it will work with gestures from the hand. You don't even have to touch the phone. This technology is now developing that we don't even have to touch the phone. You can just give a gesture to the phone. The phone will do whatever is required. And keypad, you don't have to attach a keypad. The keypad will get projected on a surface and you can type on the surface and it will work as a keypad. So that is a projected keypad that will also become a reality. So these are the things that are going to happen in the future. So these are the inventions that have transformed human life. So beginning with the innovation in the ancient period up to this latest invention of the smartphones, human beings have been very enterprising, very hardworking to find out things which can help human beings progress. So that is how we evolved. We keep on finding ways in which we can evolve, how we can become better. All these things are done with the help of such innovations. Let us now look at the new words that we learned from in this chapter. The first word that we come across is combustion. What do you mean by combustion? What is the meaning of combustion? Anyone? Here is an example sentence. Vehicles move by the combustion of fuel. Suppose I give a sentence like this. Can you guess the meaning from that sentence? Vehicles move by the combustion of fuel. Exactly. Yes, Shaniba, it is burning. So vehicles move by the combustion of fuel. Combustion is burning. And you can see that the pronunciation of this word is also given in slashes. So learning the pronunciation is also very useful to learn a new word. So when you learn a new word, we have to learn three different things. We have to learn not just the meaning, of course we will learn. We have to learn the meaning, we have to learn the pronunciation, okay, and we have to first learn the spelling, okay, and unless we know all these things, we are not able to use a word properly. So we have to learn spelling, meaning, as well as pronunciation. So all these three things have to be learned. Spelling, pronunciation, and meaning have to be learned if you are learning a new word. So if you look at that symbols, you may find it very confusing. എങ്ങനെയാണ് pronounce ചെയ്യാന്നൊരു സംശയം നിങ്ങൾക്ക് വരും. So to understand the symbols, it is already there in the text. If you look at the contents page in your text, you can see the phonetic symbols. Contents page in the this is just before the contents page. So after that you have the contents page. So before the contents page, you have the phonetic symbols. We have about 44 speech sounds. Do you know how many letters we have in the alphabet? English alphabet, letter letters. Very good, Vinci. It is 26 letters. We have 26. Yes, Anjana, Sri Lakshmi. That's right. 26 letters. Yes, Afna, Jofi. We have just 26 letters, but we have 44 different speech sounds. Letters കുറവാണ് പക്ഷേ സൗണ്ട് കൂടുതലാണ്. അതെന്താ അങ്ങനെ? ചില ലെറ്റേഴ്സ് പല രീതിയിൽ സൗണ്ട് പ്രൊനൗൺസ് ചെയ്യും. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, here we have a letter C. This can, in certain situations, it will be pronounced as K. Okay. Sound ആണെങ്കിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സ്ലാഷ് ഇട്ടിട്ടാണ് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യുക. Some situations C will be pronounced as K. Some situations it will be pronounced as S also. Okay, so that is how we have a lot of sounds compared to the number of letters in the alphabet. അപ്പോൾ letters വെച്ചിട്ട് നമുക്ക് sounds പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. Letters may be less, but we have more sounds. And these sounds are categorized into two. This is something which you have already learned in shorthand. There are two major categories of sounds. Which are those two major categories of sounds? You can see it on the screen. They are consonant sounds and vowel sounds. Okay. We have to differentiate between the consonant letters and vowel letters. Consonant letters വേറെ, consonant sounds വേറെ. അതുപോലെ vowel letters വേറെ, vowel sounds വേറെ. Vowel letters ഏതൊക്കെയാണ്? Vowel letters എത്ര എണ്ണം ഉണ്ട്? How many vowel letters are there? There are only 5 vowel letters. Yes, Vinci. 5 എണ്ണേ ഉള്ളൂ. ഏതൊക്കെയാണ്? A, E, I, O, U. അങ്ങനെ 5 vowel letters ആണുള്ളത്. പക്ഷേ ഇത് letters മാത്രമാണ്. A, E, I, O, U is just letters. It has nothing to do with the vowel sounds. Vowel sounds എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് they are totally different. We have vowel sounds are different from vowel letters. Vowel sounds are further categorized into two. Vowel sounds are further categorized into two. They are called pure vowels and diphthongs. Okay. Pure vowels ne verude vowels nu parayum. A combination of two vowels are called diphthongs. This is also what we learn in shorthand. So we have consonant sounds and vowel sounds. What is the difference between consonant sounds and vowel sounds? മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ consonant sounds നെ പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് വ്യഞ്ജനങ്ങൾ. Vowel sounds നെ പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് സ്വരങ്ങൾ. Why are they called like that? സ്വരം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? സ്വരം എന്ന വാക്ക് നമ്മൾ വേറെ എവിടെയാണ് കേട്ടിട്ടുള്ളത്? വേറൊരു ഫീൽഡും കൂടെ സ്വരം എന്ന വാക്ക് കേൾക്കും. ലാംഗ്വേജിലല്ലാതെ വേറൊരു സ്ഥലത്തും കൂടെ സ്വരം എന്ന് പറയും. വണ്ടർഫുൾ, സോ മെനി റെസ്പോൺസസ്, വെരി ഗുഡ്. മ്യൂസിക്, പാട്ട് പാടുന്നവരുണ്ടോ ഇതിൽ? യെസ്, അതാണ് സ്വരരാഗ ഗംഗാ പ്രവാഹമേ എന്ന് കേട്ടിട്ടില്ലേ? അപ്പം അത് ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് മ്യൂസിക്, ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് റിലേറ്റഡ് ടു മ്യൂസിക്. നാദസ്വരം, യെസ്. So it is related to music. Why is it? Why are vowels called swaras? Because vowels can be sung. Consonants നമുക്ക് പാടാൻ പറ്റില്ല, vowels നമുക്ക് പാടാൻ പറ്റും. അതായത് ആ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് vowel sound ആണ്, ആ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ബട്ട് യു ക്യാൻ കണ്ടിന്യൂസ്ലി സിങ് ആ. പക്ഷേ ക്ക് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ പ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന vowel soundന് നമുക്ക് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് പാടാൻ പറ്റില്ല. പ് എന്ന് പാടിയാൽ പ് ആദ്യം കേൾക്കും, പക്ഷെ പിന്നെ കേൾക്കില്ല. പിന്നെ വേറെ vowel sound ആണ് കേൾക്കുക. P is heard only once when you വീണ്ടും പ് പറയണമെങ്കിൽ വീണ്ടും പ് എന്ന് പറയണം. പ് എന്ന് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആയിട്ട് പറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. You cannot sing a consonant sound. Why? Because consonant sounds produce friction. Vowel sounds they do not produce friction. They can be sung. So that is why they are called frictionless. They do not produce any friction. They can be sung, and that is how this categorization came into being. It is not arbitrary. വെറുതെ കുറച്ച് പേരെ പിടിച്ചിട്ട് കോൺസണൻസ് ആക്കി കുറച്ച് പേര് വവൽസ് ആയിട്ട് എഴുതുമെന്ന് തീരുമാനിച്ചതല്ല. It is according to their peculiarity of the sounds that we have categorized them into two: consonant sounds and vowel sounds. Why? Consonant sounds cannot be sung, and you cannot have words without vowel sounds. Vowel sounds ഇല്ലാതെ words പറ്റില്ല. കാരണം these frictioned sounds cannot exist in isolation. Even to produce a sound, so they cannot exist in So here you can see that it is one second. Here you can see that it is pronounced as combustion. How is it pronounced? The first three sounds are bus, chin. The sound, this sound is ch. Okay, combustion. Ch എന്നുള്ള സൗണ്ടാണ്. It is pronounced as ch. അതായത് church എന്നുള്ളതിലെ ch. Combustion. That is how it is pronounced. So the meaning of combustion is burning. So vehicles move by the combustion of fire. Okay. The next word, let's move on to the next word, is gadget. This is the next word, gadget. So there are, you might have heard about syllables also. That is also a way of understanding the pronunciation of a word. What is a syllable? Syllable എന്ന് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ ഷോർട്ട് ഹാൻഡിൽ? സിലബിൾസ് തീരുമാനിക്കുന്നത് എത്ര ലെറ്റേഴ്സ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കിയിട്ടല്ല, എത്ര സൗണ്ട്സ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കിയിട്ടാണ്. ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ, മുമ്പത്തെ വാക്കിൻ്റെ നമ്പർ ഓഫ് സിലബിൾസ് ആർക്കെങ്കിലും പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? കമ്പഷൻ എത്ര സിലബിൾസ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? ലെറ്റേഴ്സ് നോക്കി ഒരിക്കലും അത് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. യു ഹാവ് ടു പ്രനൗൺസ് ആൻഡ് സീ ദ നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ബ്രത്ത് സൗണ്ട്സ്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് വാട്ട് വി കൺസിഡർ ബ്രത്ത് സൗണ്ട്സ്. എത്ര ബ്രീത്ത് വേണം അത് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാനെന്നാണ്, എത്ര ശ്വാസം വേണം അത് പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ എന്നുള്ളതനുസരിച്ചാണ് സിലബിൾസ്. ദ നമ്പർ ഓഫ് ബ്രത്ത്സ്, ബ്രത്ത് ശ്വാസം, ബ്രത്ത്, number of breaths required is equal to the number of syllables. So if you require 2 breaths to produce a speech sound, then that word is a two-syllabic, disyllabic word. If you require 3 breaths to produce a speech sound, then that is a trisyllabic word. That is, it has got 3 syllables. So can you tell me how many syllables has combustion got? Combustion എത്ര syllables ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റുമോ? Just speak and see the number of syllables. Yes, that's right. Wonderful. It is 3. It is 3. Yes. 3 തന്നെയാണ്. Combustion. 3 syllables. Combustion. അപ്പോൾ ലെറ്ററുമായിട്ട് യാതൊരു ബന്ധവുമില്ല. ലെറ്റർ, you can have any number of letters, but how you pronounce it is what decides the number of syllables. So combustion, 3 syllables. The next word, it is pronounced as gadget, has just 2 syllables. So it is a disyllabic word. There are many monosyllabic words also. Sun, moon, earth, etc. They are all monosyllabic word. ഒറ്റ syllable മാത്രമുള്ള വാക്കുകളാണ്. Disyllabic words ആണ് gadget. Combustion, 3 syllables. So it is a trisyllabic word. There are multisyllabic words also. Examination, 5 syllables. So you can have words with a large number of syllables. You can have words with just 1 syllable also. So gadget is a disyllabic word. The sharing പോയത് നെറ്റ്വർക്കിൻ്റെ പ്രോബ്ലം കൊണ്ടാണ്. Try to bring it back. Gadget. What is a gadget? Gadget is a device that we use. നമ്മളുടെ മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺസിനെ, ടാബ്ലറ്റ്സ്, കമ്പ്യൂട്ടേഴ്സിനെ, അതിനെയൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ വിളിക്കുന്ന പേരാണ് ഗാഡ്ജറ്റ്. It is pronounced as gadget. Gadget എന്നാണ് അതിൻ്റെ pronunciation. Let me try to bring it again. Okay. Gadget. Gadget. It is pronounced as gadget. So the spelling is DGET, but it is pronounced as JIT. Okay. So now let us look at the next word. UBIQUITOUS is pronounced as ubiquitous. Okay, it is pronounced as ubiquitous. This sound, ഇത് ഫസ്റ്റ് കാണുന്ന അതിൽ താഴെ അതിൻ്റെ കാണാം. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് നോട്ട് ജ്, ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് യ്. യ് എന്നുള്ള സൗണ്ടാണ് ഇങ്ങനെ കാണിക്കുന്നത്. ജ് എന്നുള്ള സൗണ്ട് റെപ്രസെന്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ഇങ്ങനെയാണ്. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് ദ ഡിഫറൻസ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ജ് ആൻഡ് യ്. ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് യ്. യ് ഉ എന്നാണ്. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് പ്രൊനൗൺസ്ഡ് ആസ് യു. യ ഉ ബ ഇ ക വ് ഇ ട് എ സ്. Ubiquitous. It is pronounced as ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. 4 syllables. 4 syllabic word. Ubiquitous. It is a 4 syllable word. Means universal. So that is something that is seen everywhere is called ubiquitous. Traffic lights are ubiquitous in the world. It can be seen everywhere. That's the meaning of ubiquitous. The next word is USHER. You can see that from the symbol itself you can guess the meaning of the pronunciation of the word. The first sound is not U, it is A. U എന്നുള്ള letter ആണെങ്കിലും U എന്നുള്ള pronunciation, it is pronounced as A. So it is pronounced as usher. Usher means to lead in, നയിക്കുക എന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. Mobile phones ushered in a revolution in communication. Mobile phones ushered in a revolution in communication means mobile phones led in a revolution in communication. The next word is bagasse. 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 2 syllables. The meaning of bagasse is sugarcane waste. Nowadays, bagasse is mostly used for making eco-friendly paper. Bagasse is used for making eco-friendly paper. The next word is imbue. Imbue, 2 syllables. This sound can be seen again here. Remember, this sound is not j, it is y. Im, b, y, u. So that's the y sound in between. Imbue, 2 syllables. Im is the first syllable, bue is the second syllable. How did that bue come into being? Bue consists of 3 different sounds, b, y, and u. So what is this u sound with a colon? With a colon, it indicates that it is a long sound. Okay, a long sound. That u sound with a colon indicates that it is a long sound. Without a colon, it is a short sound. That is, this is just u. If I say u, it will not be not be with a colon. If it has a colon, it will be a long sound. So that is why it is pronounced as imbue. It is long. It ends with a long sound. Clear? You understand the difference? We will have a very long session on phonetics later. But today, just to understand this, is it okay? Okay, thank you for the response. So the last sound, the last word is incandescent. 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 Very good, very good. Thank you for those responses. Incandescent means something that emits light. How many syllables are there? 3 syllables in there. Incandescent. Incandescent. 4 syllables. Very good. So it is a 4 syllable word. Incandescent. Very nice. Thank you for those responses. So this is how we find out the syllables. So this is also related to how to pronounce a word. If you know the number of syllables, then you know where to give the stress, etc. And you know how to speak that word. So we will do a lot of this is in a different session. We will do a detailed study of the phonetic symbols. All the 44 speech sounds we will study in detail later. But for the time being, we will stop. We will take up a different topic in the next session. And that's it for today. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful afternoon, friends. Goodbye.